WOKB, Winter Garden, Orlando.
Welcome to Real Family Talk with your host, Jay Real, where we talk about real issues facing us today. Enjoy the show. Real Family Talk. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another week of Real Family Talk. This is your host, Jay Real. It is Tuesday, 9 p.m. And so, as always, I am excited. Love Tuesdays. I tell y'all that every week. I love Tuesday at 9 p.m. So welcome to the show. Before we get started here, we're going to go ahead and introduce the panel as usual. Sitting in, we got Jeremy's back there on the boards. How you doing tonight, Jeremy?
What's going on, family?
We got Mr. Micah King is in the building this week.
All right.
Miss McCrae is in the building too. How you doing, Miss McCrae?
I'm doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. We got Brandon is in the building this week. How you doing, Brandon?
Doing well.
Doing well. Miss Monica's here. Miss Monica, hello.
Hi, how you doing, J. Real?
I'm doing pretty good. And tonight we also have a guest that's joining us. He is an artist. We're going to talk to him in a few minutes, but his name is Richard Hurd. So, Richard, how you doing tonight?
I'm good.
He's good. All right, then. All right. So let's go ahead and jump right in to the show here. To get started, saw an article that blew me away. Now, this article was talking about a group of young men or women, I don't know what they call themselves, at Prairie View A&M that are suing the AKA, the Alpha Kappa, Delta. Oh, no.
Alpha Kappa Alpha.
And it is Alpha Kappa Alpha. I can't. I know it's AKAs. I can't think of the words tonight. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Your sister and your niece will be mad at you.
They are. They're somewhat upset right now, but that's okay. I love them too. But Alpha Kappa Alpha, they're trying to sue them. This is a group of gay men who have formed a I don't know what we call a rogue chapter of the AKAs, and now they're suing the official AKAs because they say, discrimination because they won't let them be a part of the AKA organization. Foolishness.
That's deep right there.
Foolishness. Gay men want to be a part of a female organization and are now suing, or I guess about to sue, because they won't let them be a part of their organization. Like, really?
It's ridiculous.
Really? This is one of the most ridiculous things I've ever heard in my life. How is a man going to get mad because he can't get in a female organization? I don't care that you don't consider yourself a man. That don't mean nothing. You are still a man. Okay? You cannot be a part of a female organization. Just foolishness. I had a slick comment I was going to make, but I'm going to leave that comment to myself.
Good choice.
I'm going to leave that comment to myself. I mean, what are you doing? I know, Miss Phyllis, you, Miss McCrae. Miss McCrae's in a sorority. I mean, how do you feel?
I'm a member of Delta Sigma Theta, Sorority Incorporated. But for all Greeks, I think it's a mockery. It's ridiculous. Okay, if you want to join or have your own group, just start your own group. Right. Simple as that. Why do you have to then come onto AKA? Really, it's Delta Bows too. It's one for Deltas as well.
Yeah, I heard that they have one for Deltas as well. Yeah.
And up there in Tallahassee at school where we were, there were chapters, and they would have actual stuff where they would wear a nailion and everything. It's out of control. This lawsuit, if I was a judge, I just would laugh at it and just, I'm sorry, I can't do this.
The thing about it is, it would get heard because gay rights are like really strong right now. Like a lot of homosexuals, as like to be called, are practicing their rights, and that is the only reason it's getting any type of respect, because they feel like they deserve respect as women rights used to be back in the day.
But this isn't about gay rights. It's not even about them being gay. They are trying to join something that's strictly for women. There are fraternities for men. So this is not discrimination.
But at the same time, they don't go to men's room, so they don't consider themselves men. When they go to the restroom, they go to the women's restroom and they sit down. They better not. I better not be standing up, and then I look somebody looking over at my stall.
Wait a minute.
Like, seriously, dude, I can't. I have to fight. I have to fight about that one. And then it's a hate crime if you fight them. It's like, what? I don't hate you. You were just looking at me in the bathroom, dude. I mean, I don't know.
Oh gosh, this dude is
the ideas and thoughts of the entire group.
It's out of control. It's what
It is out of control. But just on principle, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I understand fair and equal. But fair and equal to me in this case is really simple. You want to start an organization that is essentially going to encompass gay men, and so you have the right to start your organization. The gay community is well funded. Find somebody who wants to fund a new Greek fraternity focused on gay men is what I say, and do your thing. But to because they've even ripped off. They have videos out there from what I've seen, using all of the AKA signs and the calls that they make, the dances that they do, which is just a blatant ripoff. I mean, it's amazing to me that the AKA society has done enough to hold themselves back from suing these guys from infringement for stealing all of their copyrighted material.
Right.
So lucky for them that they don't do that. But we will keep going on that. But yeah, that blew me away when I read that. Gay men suing AKA.
I mean,
they won't let them be.
I think I've been to a couple of parties, frat parties, and when they doing their little line thing, they get vicious. I seen the Qs do it. I seen the AKAs do it, and they will knock you over. They will fight you if you try to walk in between them their lines.
Don't cut that line.
I'm telling you,
Don't cut it.
That's a vicious thing.
Don't do it.
Now imagine some homosexual men.
Okay.
I'm just stating the facts here, people. Now imagine some homosexual men doing their line dances in the club. Okay, that's not pretty right there. I really wouldn't want to see that, and I hope they just stop the madness. To be honest with you, I really hope they just stop that.
Well,
I know that.
Go ahead.
I know that the whole gay rights and all of the whole movement that they have been moving towards over the last couple of years has been they've been really strongly moving towards having equality in every instance. But I think it's kind of going to an extreme. When you want to bogart something that is specifically dedicated for a certain population, and you just want to have rights over everything. That's just like me just pulling because I want it. You just need to give it to me because this is who I am. You can't do that. Any population can't do that. So I think that we really need to take a stance against, you need to have some control and, not just expect for you to have your way in every instance because of whatever you believe or whatever you're practicing, but have respect for other people too. Have respect for heterosexuals, have respect for all women groups and all men groups, and not just bogart your way into whatever you want because that's what you want. And I think that's what they're doing. They're just trying to do whatever they want, and because they have this lifestyle, we're supposed to respect it. And that's not the case.
Yeah, that's how women are.
Wait a minute.
407.
407
Mr. King.
894 1680. 407 894 1680
I
is
mean,
the phone number.
it just shows that it's confusion because you have that side of them that is like a woman, but then you have that dominant side that's like a man, and it's just confusing. It causes a lot of confusion because it's a lot of women out there that feel like, I am a woman, hear me roar, I'm a woman, so therefore I don't get equal payment, so we should start something so that I can get paid the same amount as everybody else.
Remember that
Why
is
is that a problem?
Micah
Right.
King.
Why is that a problem?
It doesn't make any sense.
Why doesn't it make sense?
If you have the qualifications to get paid, then get paid. But if you don't have the qualifications...
Well, see, that's the
No,
problem.
that's not.
People who have the qualifications are not getting the money that they deserve.
I have not seen that personally.
Okay. Holla at a whole bunch of female CEOs
They were
and
Deltas.
presidents.
To recognize at this point.
407-894-1680.
Don't start, Micah.
They were-
Mr. King.
They had to be
We don't
deltas.
care about that.
Don't start.
Don't you be down.
We got company. We
That's
have
what it
company
was.
tonight.
They probably were deltas, and
Oh,
that's why they
Right.
didn't get a job.
Powerful.
That's why they was unemployed.
407 894
I'm going to bring all my Delta
1680.
friends.
You gonna
up
get chopped when
here
you get to
get
the house,
you.
man.
His name is Micah King, Sorors. Come get him.
Shoot, you have a problem when he get home.
I love deltas.
Right.
My mom is a
I
delta.
know.
I respect the elephant,
Acting up.
the red and the white.
Crimson and Cream, excuse me.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm sorry. Crimson and Cream.
Thank
Excuse
you.
me. I'm so sorry.
Carry on.
All right, y'all. We will move on from that topic. Oh, that's what we do here on Real Family Talk. We are actually streaming live on Ustream tonight. So if you go to ustream.com, you can find us at gospel-1680 if you want to check us out on Ustream tonight. But remember, the number is 407-894-1680. So I want to go ahead and talk to our artist here. So like I said, I have Richard Hurd is in the building tonight. Again, thanks for coming down, Richard. We appreciate that. So Richard, tell the people about you and what kind of music you do.
Well, I'm an R&B singer, and I've been doing it for about, I say about 3 years now, mainly 2 professional-wise. So far, I've been signed to a management team in New York and, performed and everything like that. So, but I stopped my music for a little bit to think about the promotion part, to learn the inside and learn everything about that and all that. So then I came back. So this song that I did, Let Me In, was like a comeback of my music and everything like that. So,
Okay, all right.
And now I'm pushing more harder and more in. So
That's good.
busy 2 months. It's going to be a busy 2 months for me. So.
Good. And we have Let Me In, and we'll play that in a moment. That's the one you brought tonight, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I know I was talking to you, and I know you write all your own music, right?
Yes.
That's a good thing. Speaking of business, that's one of the things that a lot of artists a lot of times don't realize when you're going into the industry. That is more important than your craft. It's the business, because if you don't know your business, you're not going to get paid. And so that's a good thing, man, that you took that break to learn some of that business part, because that is certainly even more important than the craft itself. So kudos to you, man. More artists need to kind of take that step back and focus on that. That's success. As they say, you might be only sing so much, but if you write a hit song, that hit song pays you for the next 20 years. So that's a good idea, man. All right, man. Any other comments you want to make? Let the people kind of get to know Richard a little bit.
Yeah. Also, this song is an artist that I've been working with for a while. Eskimo, he's gonna be in it. I thought that it was nobody else that I could put. He can put in words of how I wanted the song. Basically, I did the chorus and then sent it over to him, and then he basically did the rest of his part. So basically, you can just check me out on Facebook, MySpace. I still got MySpace. Basically, YouTube. That song is on there. Let Me In. So you can check it out. Just Richard Hurd. That's basically all you have to do. Twitter me. Basically, I'm on everything. Reverb Nation. So just look me up. Google me.
All right.
Anything like that.
That is Richard Hurd, and Hurd is spelled just like the word, right?
H-E-A-R-D.
H-E-A-R-D.
Also, you can go to my website, www.richardhurd.com.
All right, richardhurd.com. That's good. Let's go ahead and check out this track. Jeremy, you'll go ahead and play that track for us?
This is a song.
You see me beating down the door on my hustle and flow. See others do it for fashion, I'm doing it off of passion. And I know I'ma make it and ball on my saw the greatest. And I know I'ma take them to the top, so where I belong. Keep making hits, that type of music be your favorite yes, I'm pushing it to the limit, pushing it to the metal, and swagging another level, knowing my fans love it. Haters won't see me fall, but I'm giving my all in all. Hustle through what I crawl, struggle to fight the finish, and rumble through the beginning. I'm winning, so I ain't tripping. I'm knocking, they hear me banging, knowing someone amazing, standing 24 hours from money, fame, and power. Said I never make it, now they staring at the outcome. Rushing to the stores, now they trying to buy the album. Same people talking about, look at them, y'all, Osborne. All the people who criticize, no one no more I lean for living it on the scene. I'm wanting for everything, feel I'm chasing a dream, worth getting a better cream, getting the better things. I hustle by any means, taking up every chance. I'm pushing it to advance. I know when I be the man, I'm fresh, pressing like Will, side writing like Gilly, and ego tripping like Philly, ego tripping for really.
All right, so that is Let Me In. That is by Eskimo and Richard Hurd. So we thank you, Richard, for coming down, man. We appreciate that. Richard Hurd is richardhurd.com, right?
Yes.
richardhurd.com is Facebook at Richard Hurd, is Twitter Richard Hurd, and it's MySpace Richard Hurd. I like that.
I'd like to know what got you into music is what I want to know. Because, I mean, a lot of people have other options in life.
Yeah.
But I'd like to know what got you into music.
Music always been, something I loved. I dance as well. So I started off dancing, and I did music all through, started in church, and just perspired from there. Music is just, I feel like music is something I want to do for the rest of my life. It's like something I didn't want to go to school for, something I didn't want to do, or I wanted to do for a second and then didn't like it at first. I wanted something that, I was really passionate about. And music is something that I'm really passionate about. That's why I chase it so much, and I do so much, and, for it,
So you sing and you rap, or you just sing?
I sing. I write the songs and I sing. Every song I sing, I wrote.
So everything on that song was you, and Eskimo made the track, or?
No, he's the rapper. He rapped his part.
Okay.
I wrote the song. I did, got the track in.
So that was you on the chorus?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And it's a little bit more onto it. I do the third verse and the.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I was wondering about that. I was wondering if he made the track or. Oh, okay.
We've been working together for some time, for like a year.
You made the track though?
No, I didn't make the track.
Oh, okay.
No, I just sing and write the songs and stuff. I find the right track for it, and then I write the song like that, and then he does his part, and that's usually how we do it.
So it's like a team effort.
Yeah, we call ourselves Army of Two when we together.
Oh.
So like the Avengers. When they're together, they call the Avengers. When we together, we call ourselves Army of Two. But we're separate artists though.
Oh.
Right. Yeah, but I do have a couple other songs that is in the making right now. I have a song called "Running for Love," just me on it. I wrote it. That's probably my next single. So
when can we expect the album?
The album, I'm trying to do a single, like a couple singles now. The album, we don't have a date for that yet. Oh. But I know the single is going to come out the first week in July.
So this is the first single?
That's the first single that we have of our coming out, because both of us are coming out, coming back out. So this is just letting everybody know that we're back in business, and we ready to work.
Take over.
Yeah,
I feel you.
Cool.
Yeah, I like that.
What's the name of the album going to be?
My Time.
Oh, okay.
My Time.
We're looking out for that. My Time now.
Right. And Running for Love comes out beginning of July, right?
Yeah.
All right.
I think that's probably going to be, top line song. I would love for y'all to listen to it. Maybe I can email y'all the song when I'm done with it, and y'all can tell me what y'all think, because I like, people feedback and everything. Rate it. Tell me what you think about it.
Definitely,
Cool.
definitely. Anytime, brother.
Where you from?
Anytime.
Well, I'm originally from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I've been here for about 9 years now.
Oh, okay. So this heat, you kind of new to this heat, or you got used to it?
I'm used to it now. I'm used to it now. The cold.
It's no snow on Christmas though. I know you probably hating that right about now.
I miss the snow. I just don't miss the cold. But you gotta have one.
Yeah, right.
You gotta have one without. You can't have one without the other. That's right.
I mean, I don't know. In Atlanta, it wasn't cold at all, but it snowed in Atlanta, and I love that. It'd be snowing until 12 o'clock. After then, that snow done melted down. You back in some shorts.
I love Orlando though. I think it helped me in a lot of ways, as in my music. I felt like where I lived, it's more of like, low budget and everything like that, and I have so much people over there that I feel like it maybe would have took me to the wrong path.
Right.
I thank God for bringing me to Orlando to chase my dream and get as far as where I'm at now.
Mm-hmm.
So
you take it back to New York and try to do some promotions there? Or I know you say you got a management team in New York, right?
Mm-hmm. Management team, not in New York, Buffalo, New York.
That's the same.
It's not in Buffalo, New York, though.
It's not in Buffalo.
It's not in Buffalo.
Hamptons, New York.
Yeah, New York. Too many barrels in New York, man. New York is confusing. You got New York. It's like, and I'm not from New York. I'm from, Bronx, New York. I don't know. It's New York, man. I don't know. I'm not familiar with New York like that. So,
but I most definitely want to take my music back to New York and do some things there. Just go out there and
because that's the music capital right there.
I jump on a couple tracks because I have family members up there that sings. A lot of my family members does gospel.
Mm-hmm.
I have a sister that does gospel. She has a singer. I actually have a song with her. It's on YouTube.
Oh, okay.
It's called Little Girl's Prayer. So if y'all want to look that up too as well. She wrote the song and I on the remix, basically. So I try to do, what I can in this music. It's my passion. It's what I love. So.
All right, awesome, man, awesome. Like I said, thank you for coming down, Richard. We appreciate it. So everybody go out there, check out Richard Hurd. You can find him on the internet at Richard Hurd, richardhurd.com, at Twitter, Richard Hurd, Facebook, Richard Hurd, MySpace, Richard Hurd. He is Hurd for sure. So we appreciate that, Richard.
Can't miss
Thank y'all.
Thank you, man. Thank you. All right, we have our own artist as well on the panel, part of the family here. Mr. Micah King, he's an artist as well.
Yes, I try to do what I can do when I can do it.
Well, everybody that listens is pretty familiar with you, Mike, but go ahead and for those that may be tuning in for the first time, tell them a little bit about yourself.
I hail from Orlando, Florida. I do positive, inspirational rap, RAP, rhythm and poetry. I try to just do positive music. I do something that's called Freedom Fist Fight music for it's an enlightening people to what's going on around the world. So if you've heard me on the radio, you probably get a feel for what I've already talked about and what I believe in and where I'm trying to actually go. I actually try to make music for children. To try to change the mindset of children, because I feel that the way that music is going now, they're really trying to get your kids pregnant and throwing money at strippers, and I really don't condone that. I really don't condone the use of the N-word in every song like it's just a regular verb or something. So I don't do killer nigga music at all. And that's what I call it, because basically that's what most of their songs are promoting, killing niggas, and I'm definitely against that. That's what Freedom Fist Fight music is. Like I say, I'm just trying to make a change in how children listen to music. I want them to have music that they can listen to with their parents. A lot of us listen to 95.9, so I'm trying to get on that station and, see what I can do.
All right, and Micah has Mr. Micah King has a track here tonight. Jeremy, you'll go ahead and pull that one up.
Well, let me talk about the track before you play it. The track is called Power to the People. And it kind of goes toward the Freedom Fist Fight music, because a lot of people don't know that they have their own voice in the world and in society, and that they say exercise that voice, like, as Brother J2 Real says often, try to stop depending on the government and actually depend on yourself and go out there and make your own changes in life. So I wrote a song about it, and if you like to hear it, here it go.
The Queen told me to UNITY. You know Micah King got to listen to the Queen. Yo, I got the courage to fight when I'm fighting for right, cause the government control taking over my life. History I rewrite, cause I ain't black nor white. All the Crayola colors got us blind to sight, got us blind to truth. Lincoln lied to you. 7 years ago, they killed him too. Any leader looking real, they be buying their soul. Are they killing their body, trying to take control? Cause the people got the power, power to the people. People got the power, power to the people. People got the power, power to the people. Each one teach one, we all create equal. People got the power, power to the people. People got the power, power to the people. People got the power, power to the people. Each one teach one, we all create equal. The voice of racism preaching the gospel is devilish. Fake church called a prophet Muhammad a terrorist. Now it's that Freedom Fist Fight music season. I ain't Tupac, but I'm rapping for a reason. Political treason, hip-hop's commercial. Time waits for no man, but patience is a virtue. Donald Trump tearing down the hood, building condos. New Jim Crow want the money, you gotta go. Pay to breathe, pay for water, paying for rent. New world order enslavement. I can't prevent destiny. Just be the best me I can be, and fill my brain up with weaponry. Because the people got the power, power to the people. The people got the power, power to the people. People got the power, power to the people. Each one teach one, we all create.
All right, so the people got the power, power to the people, right? Is the name of the song, or Power to the People is the name of the song?
Yes,
that
Power
is
to the
chorus. So that is, again, Mr. Micah King. Go ahead and let them know how they can reach you, Mike.
Well, you can reach me on Twitter at King Micah King, KINGMICAH on Twitter. And then on Facebook, you can reach me at Micah A. King, MICAH, KING. And, I'm just really getting started out. I'm trying to see where it can take me and where it can go. Have a lot of other avenues, and I'm, slowly but surely trying to take over. There's a lot of other artists that are of the world that came out on the radio. Take Ludacris, for example. So I'm trying to do what I can do, So right now I'm just on Twitter and on Facebook, but I'll get everything else in order and, try to take over slowly but surely.
All right, Mike, we appreciate it, man. We appreciate it. And Mike's here every week, so it is very easy to get to know Mr. Micah King. He is not quiet.
Actually, I'm very quiet. It's just that, when I have something to say, I just don't mind saying it. A lot of people try to bite their tongue, and I don't like biting my tongue. It kind of hurts. And I'd rather just say it versus thinking I should have said that. Because that's what I think what a lot of people do. They want to say certain things, but then they be like, I just won't say nothing this time, and they kind of just let it, water roll off their back. But me, I'm the type of person that it kind of gets to me if I don't say something. So I choose to either say it or write about it. And I have a lot of songs about a lot of different issues from, other people's point of views. because some things need to be said that we don't say anything about. Take the issue that we were speaking about earlier about the homosexuals trying to get into the sorority. Some things need to be said. Like, y'all are some idiots. Like, seriously, come get real with yourself, and you need to do something about your life, because some things just need to be said. If somebody doesn't say anything, then how can you know? And I just don't have a problem with saying certain things.
That is definitely the case, Mr. Micah King. So we want to thank again Mr. Micah King, Richard Hurd. Of course, this is June. June is Black Music Month, and so the next few Tuesdays we're going to be having some artists come down, introduce themselves to you, introduce their music to you, to support artists out there during Black Music Month. Music is definitely one of my passions, and so anytime I can do anything to help an artist move forward, I'm all for it. All right, but we'll go on and get to some of these topics that we had for the day. I'm going to go ahead and jump into the main topic. I wanted to talk about Pastor Creflo Dollar. I wanted to talk about Pastor Creflo Dollar for a little bit. Of course, everybody knows the story by now. He got arrested over the weekend because they say he choked his daughter, is what the daughter said he did. He choked her, picked her up and body slammed her, I believe, as well. And so they arrested him because they said they saw a scratch on her neck, I believe. And so he got arrested for, I can't remember the exact charges, but I know one of them was certainly child endangerment and child abuse, I believe, as well. And so here we are. Of course, he's all over the news now. Now, my comment to this, I have two perspectives. I was doing some research, and the first thing that really kind of popped off to me was kids. Okay, kids. It seems like today we have like this whole new generation of kids that have a sense of self that is, it's nothing wrong with having self-esteem. That's great. You should have great self-esteem. But kids today seem to have this self-esteem where they seem to think they are equal with the adult and parents in the house. And that's where the problem lies, I believe. Because in this particular case, from what the argument that they got into, and whatever transpired, I don't know, but whatever the argument began at a place where she wanted to go to a party that he said no, and then from there it escalated into him eventually getting arrested. But just the idea that, one, you are highly upset about going to a party, and then obviously you acted up in must have been a wild and crazy way to get to that point. And then not only that, but then you call the cops on your daddy. Now,
Yeah.
Now, I'm a little older than what his daughter is. A lot older, I guess, than his daughter. I know I've had some beatings where I could have easily called the cops.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
and got my daddy arrested. But I never even thought to do such a thing. So just the audacity. And listen, this kind of pervades a lot of kids these days. Even when you talk about school, I mean, I taught school for a while as well. And just the respect level that they have for their teachers, it's non-existent, really. And it blows my mind that, that kids are that way. And, kind of makes me question, like, what is going on that kids today have such kind of a disconnect on just a general respect level for their elders. 407-894-1680, 407-894-1680. You guys want to comment?
I think one of a word to describe their behavior at this point is that sense of entitlement. They feel like they are entitled to whatever they think they should have. And quite honestly, they don't pay the bills. They don't hardly even go to work at this point, especially I think she was 15.
Yeah.
So
15.
She can't work. So somebody got to take her to wherever she need to go. She don't have a car. She don't have a driver's license. But she felt like she was entitled to go to this and cause this big issue that, really negatively impacted her father and is continuing to impact their family because of what she thought she was supposed to have.
Right.
And a lot of kids have that sense of entitlement, especially today's kids. I think a lot of times they don't have that example of how to be a kid anymore. They don't have the television shows that are appropriate for children. They don't have the role models that are appropriate, and so they're just kind of acting like adults because they don't know what someone under 18 is supposed to act like.
I think the music that they listen to is definitely a major part because music, and like you say, music and television is the main influences that children have. I mean, a lot of times parents put their child in front of the television like it's a babysitter. And definitely with the music that they listen to is definitely not appropriate. And the music really puts in a spirit in these children to do what the music is telling them to do, and what the television shows is what they're portraying. A lot of times, I grew up on Family Matters, The Cosby Kids, Full House. Those are children's shows, but, it showed you how teens go through certain things. I was considered to be like Eddie on Family Matters, and I went through a lot of issues that Eddie went through, I wasn't a Steve Urkel type brother, but,
Simpson.
Simpsons definitely was not a show that was allowed in my house. Married with Children was not allowed in my house, but now these kids are starting to act like Married with Children. None of that would have was allowed in my house. No, what are you doing? But nowadays, Family Guy, if you're not watching Family Guy, you just missing the whole loop. You got things like South Park, you got people like Nicki Minaj, you got, it's really, like you say, there's no influence. We had people in our neighborhood, in our community at the Northwest Center that were, major influences, football coaches and things of that nature. Now you just got these celebrities like Charlie Sheen that these people are just looking up to. And I think that's where the children are getting their influence from. Once that spirit gets inside you, you're just going to act like what you see.
Yeah. And to follow up on the entitlement, I mean, we know how extravagant Creflo Dollar is just by himself. So I'm wondering if that bleeds into his family, and then his kids think, okay, this is what I can do too. So, Daddy, I'm going to this party. Like, what? You're not going to stop me. I'm going to call the cops. So it seems that the respect level, like you said, J. Real, to this day, I can't call the cops on my mom and daddy because they're going to kill me. And I'm a grown woman. So this little girl here had no fear in her, obviously.
I want to know how she got to the phone.
Because you probably had a cell phone.
She probably had a cell phone because
she had a cell phone.
I would have went upside the head with the cell phone first because the cops made it there in time. Like, are you serious?
Right.
You got there before. Oh, so you was alive when the cops got there? Like, nah, man. that would have been the whole issue. Once you call the cops on your parents, now the cops got to get there in time to save you from calling the cops. It's like, nah, I want to know how that happened. She had to be outside the house under a shed or something, hiding, calling the cops.
The sister, there's an older sister
yeah.
there, too, that I guess witnessed it or some degree of it and watched it happen, and then so-called went to her mother and told the mother. Now, the mother didn't have any idea any of this is going on. So that leaves question as to whether she was really being attacked to the degree that she was saying she was being attacked, because she should be screaming and yelling. Somebody should hear if she really being,
choked
attacked
and body slammed,
right.
backbreaker, figure four.
Exactly.
I done seen wrestling before.
Exactly.
This ain't Ultimate Warrior. This Creflo Dollar. Okay, I know how Creflo is. This is Creflo Dollar. He was one of the ones that was trying to be an AK. But anyway,
You know what?
We're
Forgive us.
gonna move on from that particular comment.
That's
Mr. Michael King.
that Freedom Fist music.
Freedom Fist fight music. Brother.
Freedom Fist fight music right there.
Yeah, but like I said, I just can't. I think a lot of it is, like you say, music is there. That certainly is a contributing factor when you listen to, we'll say, the popular music of today. There's certainly not a lot of positive images being spread through that. And so that's certainly an influence. And then I think reality TV also plays a role in that. That's probably, I think reality TV sometimes now is even bigger than the scripted shows. And so, and for reality TV, foolishness, the more foolishness, the better, is what they're looking for. And that's how they sell that reality TV programs. And unfortunately, we do tune in, very often. And so we see it often. Certainly, for a young kid, 15, you go to MTV and MTV's playing Jersey Shore. like it's the hottest thing out, if you will. So you know, you get caught up in these reality TV people who are just that, reality TV, because truth be told, a lot of that is scripted anyway, and they're coaching these people to act a fool. They're providing alcohol for these people, make sure that they act a fool. That's a whole part of the atmosphere of what they're trying to bring in that show. So that blows my mind. The other thing that I saw as I was reading about this topic is the media's sense of, we got them. You know, you read a lot of articles, and one in particular that I saw, it talked about how this preacher, or this mega church pastor, as they called him, who preaches prosperity gospel, they called it. Prosperity gospel. Yeah. And then they had an article to describe what prosperity gospel was. And in the article, they brought up, obviously they brought up Pastor Creflo Dollar. They brought up Bishop T.D. Jakes. They brought up Joel Osteen. And then they referenced a lot of individuals who also preach this prosperity gospel. And then you read what they describe as prosperity gospel, and they talk about preaching a word, I should say, that says that you should read your Bible, you need to tithe, and if you tithe and you're faithful to God, then God would eventually be faithful to you and provide a prosperous life for you. And then they also talk about the idea that, you know, the more God does for you, the more you should do for others, and as you do for others, God will then continue to bless you. And so this is that prosperity gospel message, as they call it, that is apparently so dangerous to the world, I guess. But as I read, as I read that article, I thought to myself, you know, this seems like the word to me. I mean, that's what the Bible says, is it not? I mean, sure, certain, I guess you could say certain pastors have a gift, maybe that others do not. But in essence, you know, this is what the word says. So what is so awful about, quote unquote, this prosperity gospel? I mean, if your whole ministry is that, sure, certainly one may ask, you know, why is the only thing you talk about? But no minister just talks about prosperity. That's not reality. That may be someone else's perception, but it's not reality. And so I kind of feel like this is almost a witch hunt, you know, because they got another one. They got somebody who was, quote unquote, on some pedestal, at least as they see him. And then now they have been able to knock him down off his pedestal. So let's ride this train. Let's find out as much as we can about him. Let's add in to this negative image to make sure, I guess, I don't know if they're trying to destroy him or if they're trying to, quote unquote, expose him for something that they believe he is. But I just found it very interesting that was one of the prevalent themes out there. We got him. You guys got any comments on that one? 407-894-1680, 407-894-1680.
I think this is a case of when a bunch of people who don't know anything about the word or anything about church or anything to that degree try to attack a man of God or a woman of God just to try to get ratings and try to demean character.
Just to sell some papers.
Right. Because, I mean, we're going to tithe because we don't want to be broke and we don't want God to come up against us. And that's the word, like you were saying, you know, that's the word. That's not some special prosperity message that someone is speaking, you know. So their ignorance in the word and ignorance and understanding is what is making this whole situation be a bad witness.
Right.
And just kind of making Christianity look bad when in essence, there's nothing wrong with what he has taught. I know that there lots of discussion had been made about his previous teachings and how they were more geared towards prosperity in a different way, not, just more constantly talking about it. But at this point, you know, he has changed a lot of that to be more about living your lifestyle and different things. And so I respect that he even talked about this issue during that Sunday. And that shows that it wasn't something that he, you know, just decided to do. We have a caller. I'll go ahead and stop.
Yeah, we do have a caller. How you doing tonight, caller?
All right, you?
I'm doing all right. And your name, is that Theo?
And what I really want to say tonight on that, this is not what you would call prosperity gospel. This is vain gospel. because 9 times out of 10, Creflo Dollar, T.D. Jakes, and a few others, they're not worried about these people's souls. They're worried about their 5 mega mansions they've got, their 4 Rolls Royces. They're worried about every woman out there that they can take care of and make her look good, and the souls are going straight to hell. And it is time for the churches to change that by members standing up to the ministers and letting them know, listen, if y'all don't change, we're leaving this. Because when God cracks the sky, it's not going to be too pretty for some of these ministers. And they're being held accountable for souls that they're leading the wrong way. And it's time for these people, as members of these churches, to put a stop to this. We got enough with the media out here hyping our kids up, leading them the wrong way. And this is why a lot of people don't go to churches, because the preachers are getting rich, the wives are getting rich, the children are selling drugs on the streets because they don't have no positive role models. And the church should be a positive role model. And they're not a positive role model. This is what you call vain gospel. It is not prosperity gospel.
All right, and I appreciate that comment. What was your name, son?
My name is Homer Zachary.
Homer Zachary. Okay, Homer Zachary. Well, thank you for that comment,
I
Homer.
definitely agree with him in this instance, because I feel the exact same way. Because I don't feel like they preach about Jesus enough. I don't feel like they preach about saving souls. I mean, like you said, man, it's a prosperity gospel, in my opinion. I see it the exact same way he's saying it. They just, breakthrough and prosperity. You're gonna get your blessings. That's all that they really talk about. They don't really talk about saving your soul and changing your life. They just really talk about, hey, you're gonna get your breakthrough and you're gonna get your blessing. I agree 100% with Brother Homer.
Well, does somebody else want to comment?
I don't 100% agree. I think that we can't really be the judge of anybody who is under the hand of God or who has been charged to over people.
It's not really being a judge. It's just you can listen to what they're saying.
That's what God is supposed to do. He's supposed to handle them. So, when judgment does come, if they have misled people, they will be taken care of. That's not really my responsibility to come against them or come against what they have been teaching. However, if I am a minister and I have a ministry to help people, my job would be to try to help those people who are in those ministries that may be lost, to guide them in the right direction. But for us to come against other churches, I don't think that benefits anybody. So I just feel like, we can't say what their gospel is. We can only say, okay, this is what we're going to do to help claim souls to the kingdom of God and help people who may be lost or don't know who Jesus is. And if they go to that church, that's fine. But we can be the support that they may need, because you don't really know what they do. You don't know what they do behind closed doors. And so you can't really say what, their intentions are. Because every mega church's intentions or that pastor of that mega church isn't for just money.
I find it suspect that you have an ATM machine in your church. I find that very suspect. I hear you, but I have an opinion. And it's just like with certain music and certain songs, I'm not there to judge you to say that you're doing everything is in the song, but I can listen to your songs and say, you know what, I don't think I need to be listening to that. So I'm not really trying to judge, but I have an opinion. And my opinion is, some of the things that they're saying really aren't what the word it's what the word is saying, but it's kind of twisted up to make them sound good and make everything seem like it's good versus preaching about Jesus. If you're preaching about, going to get your breakthrough, you're going to give your money here and give your money there, but you're not preaching about Jesus, then it's like, it's my opinion. I have a choice of whether to go to the church or whether not going to the church. I'm not trying to condemn anybody, but I have my own opinion of whether what's wrong and what's right to me. So if I feel like what you're saying is wrong, I'm not going to, like Brother Homer was saying, step up to them. That's not my job to really step up to them unless God puts that on me. But I don't have an opinion not to listen to that junk.
Right. And I agree on having a well-rounded
gospel. We have a caller. Let's take the caller here. Caller, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing excellent. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. And your name?
My name is Michelle.
Michelle. All right, go ahead, Michelle. What's your comment?
I didn't hear the beginning of your topic, but I actually never heard of Creflo Dollar until recently, I guess, when his daughter supposedly said that he abused her or he choked her. I think that it should be okay for a parent to discipline their kids, and nowadays kids aren't raised the way we were raised. It's just like if you were found up, you were disciplined. But to talk back, that just amazes me. But it now amazes me that now a lot of other Christian leaders are judging him because he's somehow able to motivate, encourage people to believe in him. I mean, you can't just manipulate 30,000 people to follow you if you're not doing something right. And I hear a lot of people saying, well, in the mega churches, they don't use Jesus and God enough. But we're accountable ourselves of knowing the word. And as far as sowing seeds or giving money to the church, I believe in that. But as a Christian myself, I know if I don't have it, I don't give it. I believe the word that when we're sowing seeds and we're paying our tithes, God don't expect us to pay what we don't have. So that's our decision to go to whatever church we want to, and that's our decision to pay our tithes if we want to. We know that we're supposed to pay 10%. But I don't believe that he's as bad as people are making him seem like he's bad because he has a mega church. You don't just lead 30,000 people to follow you, and you're doing something bad.
All right, and thank you for your comment there, Michelle. Appreciate that. And,
okay, thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
And that's one of the things, I didn't bring up this topic because I thought Creflo Dollar was wrong. Honestly, I don't know what Creflo Dollar is. I know that, like she says, I know that he's been in ministry since '86, and this is where he is today. But he started at elementary school, if I remember from what I read. So he graduated from the elementary school to where he is today, and so. Regardless of whatever you may think or not think about him, there is something about him that moves people. And I don't know what Creflo, Pastor Creflo Dollar preaches in his church every Sunday or his Bible studies. I don't know what that is. I mean, I've heard a few sermons on the television programs that he does, and certainly those have been about prosperity, the ones that I've seen anyway. But that doesn't certainly qualify that everything he does is now therefore about prosperity. Even with, Bishop T.D. Jakes. I've listened to, Bishop T.D. Jakes did an interview with Oprah maybe about a month ago now. And even in that interview, he talked to Oprah about his comments about Jesus and being saved and things like that. So regardless of what you hear him preach about, I can see from that interview that he has a deeper spiritual meaning behind what he does than certainly prosperity. Like I said, I find, and I don't know a church that I've been to that doesn't talk about prosperity and how God wants the Christians to prosper. So I've never been to that church that doesn't discuss that. But does that mean that every Sunday that's what they're discussing? No, it does not. Does that mean when you go to Bible study that's what they're discussing all the time? No, it does not. So in all honesty, until you visit some church and you are there every Sunday, every Bible study, it's really hard to say what is or is not being preached at that church, because a lot of times what is being advertised is what sells, not necessarily what is the core message. I mean, we see that in television and music. I mean, you look at a television show, especially reality TV, what do they sell you? They sell you all the episodes where there was a fight. Now, you watch the whole show. Now, there's not a whole show necessarily. The whole show is not fighting, but they sell you the episode that had the fight. So, I mean, that's just a part of marketing. And these days, churches do market. And so, it is what it is. You can agree with it or not agree with it, but everybody's doing it. And so everybody's in the wrong in some sense. But if that's the case,
that's all I don't think Jesus needs to be marketed.
But Jesus is being marketed.
All the church is wrong. Go ahead.
But if there's a problem with marketing, then I don't know a church in America that doesn't market. So regardless of what you think that pastor's doing, 407-894-1680. You guys have any other comments you want to make about this?
Personally, I'm just not a fan of mega churches. I'm kind of old school where I like to know my pastor and for my pastor to know me. My church, Pastor Derek McCrae, experience. What's up? When we leave, we hug the pastor and his wife, and he knows my name, and something about that just makes me feel connected to the church even more. When I was in Dallas, I went to the Potter's House, and there was a tram like at Disney World in the parking lot to get you to the front of the area. It was a bit much for me. I was overwhelmed. It was a lot going on. It was a great. He's wonderful. He's excellent. I prefer to watch him on TV than actually being there because it was just too much for me. I just felt like I was in a big concert and not so much that intimate feeling of being in the church. But with Creflo, his history of having helicopters and 5 cars and all those things, that's where I think where people were looking at these pastors of mega churches and teaching prosperity and things like that. Overall, if their message is to help someone else, at the end of the day, that's what the word should be about. Talking about Jesus and making yourself better and being a better human to the world, really. Your community and everything.
Do you think this case with his daughter and the child abuse, I'm guessing, or was it called child endangerment, would affect his membership?
No.
Not like Bishop Long.
I think in all things, when you have controversy, there will be a percentage of people that will leave because of controversy. But is he finna go from 30,000 members to 20,000 members? Not even close.
About 29,990.
Exactly.
I know that.
He's gonna lose a few people because that's how people are. But he's certainly not finna lose his church. That's certainly not.
I wish Brother Rainey was here right now. But isn't it a scripture in the Bible that talks about how the pastors would be shown in a different light, or some things that were in the dark will come to light, or it's something to that nature where a lot of things that people didn't know would come out and be shown. Or something
Anything
to that
that's covered would be revealed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
and like we were saying about Eddie Long, and now Creflo, it's a lot of things that about mega churches and big pastors.
I don't think that scripture pertains to this. I mean, more so maybe with the Eddie Long situation, because as we see, that was a process of time that happened. This was something that was spurred a moment,
right?
One situation. So it's not saying that this is his pattern where he just normally do something to his daughter.
Right. Because discipline is discipline. I mean, like you said, I done had a couple of times where I done got body slammed by my uncle when I was younger. A couple of times, but big Willie Fred out there. A couple of times I done got body slammed, and it was like, well, I won't be getting suspended no more. I learned a lesson, and that's all it was about. It was about learning a lesson. But I guess nowadays you get body slammed and you go to jail now. It's just
yes, you go to jail when you body slammed today.
And they use that to the nth degree. Because we've even had instances, there's a foster care facility that takes them in, because basically there is no foster home that wants these children, and they call the police all the time because they didn't get pizza that night. They've been abused.
Right.
So
it's that entitlement spirit that children these days they have, and like I said, the entitlement spirit. The respect level is just not there for the most part. I mean, there are some children that still have that respect level out there. I'm not trying to say all children are this way, but there's a large majority of them that don't have it. And so that's what we're talking about. But we're winding down here. So if anybody wants to make a real quick comment, I'll let you do that. Anybody?
I'd say go and listen to that Mr. Micah King. Check him out on Twitter at King Micah King and on Facebook at Micah King also.
All right. And as always, you can check us out on Facebook, Real Family Talk. You can check us out on Twitter, Real Family Talk.
Twitter.
You can check us out on YouTube as well, Real Family Talk. And you can always check out the website, realfamilytalk.weebly.com. And we are winding down, so we will see you next week. For those of you watching the game or may have missed the game, what's the score there, Brother Jeremy?
They went to commercial, but I know Miami's up by like 10 points.
Miami is up by 10 points in the second quarter, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
All right, so there you go for all you NBA Finals fans out there. I know Mr. Micah King has been dying to figure this out. He cannot wait to get home tonight. So we will see you next week on Real Family Talk. This has been your host, Jay Real.